We are Group 4 in the Communication Inquiry class at Western Michigan University, and this is our project on the chilling effects of binge drinking in platonic relationships by John, Adam, Connor, Maura, and Melissa. Chilling effects is a term not everyone may be familiar with, but has a precise meaning. Chilling effects can occur in any type of relationship, either romantic or platonic. Chilling effects usually occur from an imbalance in the power structure of a relationship. Chilling effects can typically be defined as conflict avoidance, and in the grand scheme of things can be more detrimental to a relationship than the actual conflict itself. As we said, chilling effects present themselves through a relational power struggle. Research suggests that the partner with the perceived power is the catalyst or the spark plug for the chilling effects, while the partner with less power is the person that actively avoids the conflict. The power person is considered the catalyst because their behavior is riddled with relational irritations that bother the other person in the relationship. These irritations obviously build up over time and manifest themselves as a major issue in the relationship, just as any constant irritations would in life. The partner with less perceived power is then acting out the chilling effects by avoiding bringing up the issues because of the fear of the conflict that would accompany that discussion. They are ultimately afraid to damage the relationship and would rather sustain the irritation than risk damaging the relationship. Research has also shown that the commitment level of the relationship can influence the chilling effects in a relationship. For example, a multi-year relationship may carry more concern for the consequences in the relationship than a newly established relationship would.
Binge drinking is a term that is widely used in the media as well as research studies. The direct definition of binge drinking has been narrowed down to 5 or more drinks in one sitting for a male, and 4 or more drinks in one sitting for a female. A stigma has been carried with alcohol abuse through history, and that stigma is that it elevates the levels of aggression in people. Researchers have found that this stigma is backed with conclusive evidence that further promote our hypothesis. Researchers found that when someone is binge drinking, they are often accompanied by physical as well as verbal aggressive behaviors that would only further chilling effects in their relationship. A somewhat unusual finding in research was that many times individuals intend to have only 1 or 2 drinks in order to relax or celebrate academic achievements, but once they begin consuming the alcohol, they often find it increasingly difficult to be able to cut themselves off. At a large university, binge drinking is typically a widespread problem with higher reports of participation than other areas that are not nestled within the university. The motivation to binge drink can be more and more minuscule, but still convince students to participate given the large amount of their peers that are doing so. As touched on with the last slide, the inability to stop drinking once you start is obviously a huge problem that only further promotes binge drinking. Birchler and Tibbetts have done research on the issue of binge drinking and the motivation to binge drink and have turned over a few interesting conclusions. The first being that binge drinking can become a social norm as early as high school and continue into college years for students. If binge drinking was to carry more relational chilling effects, then the idea that it would be normal to binge drink would only further encourage our hypothesis. Another conclusion they found was that when they asked, 41% of respondents reported being encouraged to drink by their friends and peers. This is a textbook case of peer pressure that can permeate a person's habits because of natural urge to be part of the larger group. The problem with more and more people binge drinking are that the problems that it may cause around those problems, and that they are in a relationship with people that they're causing these problems with. As a result of one person's binge drinking, a partner may not make irritations known for the fear of the binge drinker becoming more aggressive.
Our hypothesis is there is a positive relationship between perceptions of partners' binge drinking frequency and chilling effects in relationships. Our participants were recruited via snowball sampling through social media. Each member of our group actively posted to our Facebook, Twitter, and any other social media accounts we have been asking people to take our survey. Our results show that there were 69 people that had opened our survey and viewed it. Unfortunately, of those 69 people, we had a situation where 21 of them decided to quit the survey early and only responded to the first 2 questions. Those 21 people aside, we seem to have finished with 48 full completions of our survey. Since we were looking for just the relational factors of binge drinking, we did not have participants specify either age or sex. As stated early, once the participants followed the URL link to our survey, they were given a survey of several questions. Each question had something to do with their primary, romantic, or platonic relationship. Participants were given a link to our Qualtrics survey.
Participants were asked to choose one relationship to further specify on the dynamics of that particular relationship. Most questions in the survey were chosen so that we could observe the behaviors of the other person in the relationship as well as the satisfaction that was received in the relationship. As for the questions that were not graded on the Likert scale, the first question was so that we could determine what type of relationship was being evaluated, be it a friendship or a romantic partnership. The second question on the survey was a write-in answer, which makes analyzing it a bit trickier. But it did pertain to the drinking habits of the partner and how many times a week they would have 4 to 5 drinks in a sitting. After our research was conducted, we were able to calculate our Cronbach's alpha, which was 0.357. Unfortunately, that means that the test is for all intent and purposes pretty unreliable, which is likely the cause of people filling out our survey insincerely. To test the hypothesis that there is a positive relationship between perceptions of a partner's binge drinking frequency and chilling effects in the relationships, we looked for specific correlations between the frequency in which a partner binge drank and the chilling effects it had in that relationship. Following a correlation test, we found that R equals 0.345, which would indicate a medium correlation relationship between how much a partner binge drinks and the chilling effects in that relationship.
To summarize, there is a correlation between how often a person binge drinks per week and the chilling effects that his or her partner may be experiencing. There is only a medium relationship, though, between the 2 variables, and that, combined with the extremely low Cronbach's alpha, should indicate that further studies need to be done in order to yield more accurate results. Some implications. Despite the high number of people, especially those in college towns and on college campuses, that are binge drinking multiple times per week, it does not benefit the relationship as far as chilling effects are known. To have a lower level of chilling effects in a relationship, it is best to binge drink 1 or fewer times per week. However, as previously stated, when it comes down to it, more information and research still needs to be conducted with a higher level of reliability. After the study was conducted, it has become increasingly obvious that there are many limitations. The limitations to our study are evident because of the low reliability, which could perhaps be attributed to the few to the relatively few number of participants who were completed our survey. The limitations lie in the area that our study somewhat failed because participants also gave us a wide variety of answers that perhaps could